And I hear that, like, this again. I think I got this from a rival podcast, but I hear you like met Galton and Simpson and went out for lunch.
Yes, we'd done a sitcom, and Bobby J was the head of radio comedy, and he thought there's talent here, but they need shaping a bit, and so he'd been their producer, Galton and Simpson, and he arranged a lunch. We went out with them. We were talking about how they created Steptoe and Son.
Yeah.
And they said we didn't really know quite what we were going to do. It was something to replace Hancock and Sid James. So we just started writing two guys walking down the street. We didn't know what the relationship was, but they wrote some dialogue, and then it evolved as they walked down the street till they became not brothers, but fathers and son, and rag and bone men, and blah, blah. And then by the end of the street, or page 3, they had the start of this relationship. And so we went, oh, that's really interesting, you're doing it like that. So cut to Rob and I in a cottage in North Wales about to write Red Dwarf. We'll do that Galton and Simpson thing. We'll have two blokes walking, not down the street, down a spaceship corridor.
Yeah.
And blah, blah, blah. And that's ultimately the first scene of Red Dwarf.
Well, mate, it's an amazing way to write. I mean, I can't, and it's clearly been. If it's created Red Dwarf and Steptoe and Son, I might have to give it a go and see what comes up. But it is sort of magical that way, that that ideas can form, that they sort of come from. I mean, that's almost from nowhere, right? I mean, that's at least giving yourself a starting point.
Yeah,
but barely.
We knew kind of where we were going, in that we wanted a sitcom with the last human. Someone who wasn't an alien, so a hologram, and someone who was a cat, and then instead of having a brilliant computer, a senile computer. So I had that group, and then it was, how can we get all those together?
Yeah.
So it's like, well, we'll wipe out all the crew, and these will be the only survivors for whatever reason. And then walking down the corridor, it was like, well, they've got to be opposites because you need conflict. We don't want them at the top of the ship. We want them absolutely at the bottom because that's funnier.
Yes.
Chicken soup repairman is about as unglamorous as you can imagine on a spaceship. We thought, let's have a Jobsworth and a slob. And so that was the start.